Hey everyone, it's Olivia. So as you can see, I am not in my bedroom, I'm actually on campus today. So I thought it would be the perfect time to do a general tips for college freshman video. I'm also going to talk a little bit about homesickness and how to deal with that. So I'm feeling extremely self-conscious right now because the bike path is right under me and people could be walking by me. So yeah, let's do this. Let's jump right in. First tip is, the most important tip is go to class. If you want to succeed in the class, if you want to get a good grade, you need to actually attend class. A lot of students think, it's college, I don't have to go to class, so I'm going to skip, or, oh, it's 8 a.m., I'll just sleep in. Do not do that. If you know you're not going to wake up at 8 a.m., then don't schedule an 8 a.m. class. Likewise, don't skip class. It's a terrible idea. So yeah, if you follow one piece of advice from me, it is go to class. The next tip is to go to class early and sit in the front of the class. I'm kind of a freak about it. I would leave my dorm about 40 minutes before class started and get my seat and be sitting there for 30 minutes. You by no means do not have to do that. A lot of classrooms, there will be classes in it until 10 minutes before your class even starts, so there's no point getting there 30 minutes early. But it is nice to be early and get a seat towards the front. And why you want to be in the front, several reasons. One, so you can hear the professor. A lot of times they do wear microphones, but sometimes, there are technical difficulties, or they don't actually talk into the mic, or they just don't speak loud enough in general for the mic to really pick up. So sit in front so you can see, or hear and see first of all. Next, when you're in the front, the type of students that are in the front row are a lot different than the students that are in the back row. And by the front, I don't mean the very, you don't have to sit in the front row, just the first 3 rows or so. If you're in a really large lecture hall, maybe the first 6 rows. But if you get distracted for a second in the front row, the person next to you will have the notes and, can fill you in what's going on. But if you're in the back of the classroom, they're all just as distracted as you and nobody knows what the heck is going on. So if you want to get a good grade, go to class and sit in the front and pay attention. The next tip is to do the homework even if it's not assigned. Every class honestly is different on whether they assign homework or not. And some of them, it's not mandatory, but you still need to do it. For instance, in math, depending on the class, a lot of times professors won't make the homework mandatory. And it's just, you can do it if you want to. They'll still assign it, but you don't have to do it. Do it. If this is new to you, if you want to get a good grade, do the homework. You are not going to get by with just, going to class. You need to actually do the work. Same thing with the reading. If they assign reading, do it. Sometimes you don't have a lot of time to read, so make sure you build that into your schedule, first of all, to read. If not, then you at least need to skim it. Reading the textbook helps a lot. They wouldn't assign you reading if it didn't help. They don't want to waste your time. Next tip is to take a fun class each quarter or semester. Sometimes there are classes that you just have to take and that you're not gonna like, but it's college and there are so many options for all your different classes and requirements. For instance, the first quarter I took Psychology 1 and I ended up loving it and I'm now majoring in it. My second quarter, what did I take? I took a class on sports, youth and sports. And this last quarter I took a women's history class. So that was cool because, I needed a history requirement, but I didn't want to take just boring, US history from 1776 to 1865, So I took women's history from 1865 to now, and it was really interesting. So really do a fun class. Next quarter I'm taking Greek mythology because it sounds like fun and I really love Percy Jackson. So, yeah, I definitely recommend that. It's nice when you have a fun class or a class that you don't mind doing the homework in. So yeah, definitely pick out a fun class for each quarter. Next tip is to check out the professors beforehand. There is this website called ratemyprofessor.com, and although it is not the most reliable thing in the world, it can give you a pretty good idea about what the professor that you want to take is like. On that website, the students will say what grade they got in the class. They'll tag the professor. For instance, might be enthusiastic speaker, or they'll say lots of reading, or get ready for group projects, things like that, and they write a little paragraph about the class and just their thoughts on it. So again, don't take this as 100% reliable. Definitely ask around, ask to see if anybody has had that professor or taken that class. I know for us we have a Facebook social page, and so, you know, feel free if you have that to go on there and be like, hey, did you guys take Tupidakis for Chemistry 2B or whatever, and get people's honest opinion. Like, a professor can make a huge difference. Next, try to learn like the busy schedules for your campus, whether that is when there's most people in the dining hall or the ARC, or when class changing time is. That is all really important to know. I know for my campus, in the morning, class starts on the hour and ends at 50, and then in the afternoon, it starts at the 10, like 10 after, and ends on the hour. So between 11 and 12:10 is when everybody's passing classes, and you've got all the people taking the morning classes, they're finishing up, people with afternoon classes, that's when they're starting. So that is an extremely busy time on my campus, and you know, if I can just sit somewhere and chill for 20 minutes, that is what I do during that time. Next is to have fun. It's college, you know, you are experiencing new things for the first time, you are living on your own for the first time, there are all these cool classes you can take, all these cool clubs you can join. I'm not saying to like go out and party every single night, do not do that. But you know, like, I've always wanted to do ballroom dancing, so I'm gonna join ballroom dancing club next year. Like, okay. You know, I'm gonna do gymnastics club. You know, there are so many different clubs and like organizations on campus to get involved in. There are so many fun, there's sororities, there's fun classes, so do what is fun, find your niche, find your clique, and stick with it. Next tip, for those of you on biking campuses, do not leave your lights on your bike. So if you park your bike and you're going either into your dorm for the night, or you're just running in to go drop something off real quick and then come back, do not leave those lights on the bike. Take them off, take them with you. Take them off, put them in your backpack, keep them safe. And I'll probably do a whole another video on like biking and just bike tips in general, for us biking campuses. But people will steal your lights. Wow, that squirrel is freaking me out. What was I saying? People will steal stuff, so just make sure if there's anything removable on your bike, you take it in with you. The next tip is to go to professors' office hours. Basically what office hours are is for 2 hours a week, professors are required to open up their office and answer students' questions. And every professor's office hours are going to be different. I have had office hours where I go in and it's me and the professor one-on-one talking, or me just asking my questions. I've also been to office hours where it's 50 people in a classroom and the professor is just doing homework problems. And everything in between, there's been, you know, 10 people, professor goes one by one. So go to office hours, it helps a lot. Like I said, professors are probably going to be going over the homework. So that's very helpful because they're the ones who are grading it. Next, if you have like, you know, a test coming up or a quiz or anything, again, the professor is the one who is making the test and the quizzes. So you like might as well like know what's in their head and see what they're planning on putting on the test. Also, when professors see you more, they like you more. It's just a thing in psychology, familiarity increases attractiveness. So the more you're around somebody, the more you like them. So like, you know, if you sit in the front row, or you know, near the front, and professors see you a lot, then so you come to office hours, they will like you more. And I'm not saying they're gonna like, you know, jack up your grade and like give you extra credit points or anything, but maybe when it comes down to the end of the quarter and you're teetering on an A- or an A, they might find a couple points that they could have given you and give you those points to ensure you get an A. Not that that's, you know, happened, but I'm just saying. Yeah, definitely go to office hours. It's nice to have a relationship with your professors as well. I come from a really small school where I still have all my teachers' cell phone numbers in my phone. So coming to this large university where I didn't even get to know the professors was really weird for me, but office hours really helps a lot. Helps me to know the professors, know that they're human, helps them know that I'm human, and it's just really helpful in general. And the last tip, which is probably the most important tip other than the go to class tip, is to get some rest and some sleep. There is no good reason that you should be staying up till 2 a.m. every night doing homework. There is just not. The latest I had to stay up this year was 1 a.m., maybe 1:10. and that's because I had a midterm the next day, and I had cheer practice from 7 to 10 that night. But that was my plan, to go to cheer practice, take a shower, and then study for an hour. There's no reason why you need to be staying up late all these hours. Like, do not just plan ahead and plan your schedule to study during the day or study in the evening. Don't do what one of my friends did and watch Netflix from after dinner until 10 p.m. and then start studying. That's stupid. Like, do the opposite. So yeah, no reason to stay up late. Again, I know like Netflix is addicting, but do not stay up later than you need to. If you need to watch an episode to calm yourself down at night, do that, but do not stay up till 2 a.m. every night, Netflix binging or studying. There is no reason for it. And not getting sleep, adversely affects your health in a lot of ways. Just one example, it increases your cortisol levels, which is like your stress level, makes you more stressed. You actually, like fat stores on your body, like it's just, you'll feel groggy the next day. So many bad things from not getting enough sleep. So definitely get sleep, get rest, start taking naps during the day. During winter quarter, I had a morning class and then I had my chair at night. So I took a nap at 2 in the afternoon. That is totally fine. Like, napping is so common. Like, we have hammocks on campus so people can nap. Like, go ahead and take a nap if you need it. So those were my general tips for freshmen, and now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about homesickness. So everybody kind of reacts differently when they get to college and dealing with homesickness. One of my friends, when she went off to college, she couldn't have any of her friends or family from home call her for about the first 6 to 8 weeks. Just any contact from home just made her feel sick to her stomach, just made her really sad and upset. So we didn't contact her for the first 2 months until she was like stable and good. I personally didn't even start getting homesick until about 4 weeks into school. I was so busy at the beginning that I honestly did not have time to miss anybody. So my number one tip for homesickness is to keep busy. The first week is going to be the hardest. It's going to get progressively easier as time goes on. So at the beginning, when it's really, really hard, I really recommend just staying busy. Do all the dorm activities. Go to all of the freshman events. Go to the football games. Go to the soccer games. Just really keep yourself busy and kind of distracted. And try to wear yourself out during the day so you can get some sleep at night. So try to get a workout in if you can. Get those happy endorphins in you and try to get some good sleep. Sometimes if you're nervous, maybe you need to set a playlist that, I don't know if you need to get one that reminds you of home or that doesn't remind you of home. There have been different points where I've been kind of like missing, not like my house, but like just the atmosphere of like kind of where I'm from and my community and my school and stuff. And when that happens, I listen to country music because that makes me think of home. Other times when I'm just feeling like I just want to be in my bed, I don't want to be in my dorm right now, I will listen to Take Me Home from One Direction. I listened to that all of my junior year, I think, and so that just brings that kind of like comforting, nice memories and feelings. Another thing you can do is if there are any like TV shows or movies that help calm you down. I know when I get really freaked out, if I start having anxiety, there have been times when I've just been really stressed out and don't know how to like calm myself down. I turn on all the lights, pop in a Disney movie, and I watch Tangled, and it calms me down, and then I'm able to go to sleep and be relaxed. So you need to find what makes you relaxed. Maybe it's music, maybe it's a movie, maybe it's a book, maybe it's praying. Whatever it is, find something that calms you down. So yeah, those are my tips on homesickness. Really just keep busy and find what calms you down. And remember, it's so hard at the beginning, but it gets easier. So just please stick it out, get through it. College is so much fun once you get over, the fact that you are not at home and where you're comfortable. So that was my video for general tips and advice for freshmen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the lighting's okay. And it's good not too many people have like walked by, so I don't look like a total freak. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you have any questions. Hit the subscribe button. And yeah, good luck with the school year and have an awesome day. See you guys next time. Bye.